Get ready, as what you are about to hear is an earful of insightful messages on many levels. Thank you for listening to N.K.L articles. All N.K.L produced content strives for benevolent breakthroughs and radical transformations in understanding. N.K.L articles are designed to break down the illusions of our modern world and to build a bridge of understanding that leads into the brighter future that awaits us all. This article addresses the effects modern media has on teenage development. While modern media does substantially affect the development of our youth, it also has an effect on us and anyone who comes into contact with its current, primarily detrimental influences. You are listening to the audio version of our articles, and if you would like to read them yourself, you can find them on the official N.K.L site at thenklcenter.com. This article has been written and read by N.K.L on behalf of N.K.L. How does the face of powerlessness look on your child? Have you ever felt terrified and victimized by a victim? Nowadays, tons of teens feel extremely compromised by what they believe to be a force stronger than them. This force is so frightful because it is unseen and portrays utter dominance over the space of a web domain. Some would argue it is senseless to fear what is not a direct physical threat to you. I would argue that those people do not understand the battles of fear and power struggle, the giving and receiving, and the simple flow of life. The truth is, modern media has negatively influenced teens into living a life of unconscious condescension through self-defeat, egotistic beliefs, and loss of self-awareness. Media outlets such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram have infiltrated teens with a feeling of prideful powerlessness. To begin, these social networks condition them to feel either fulfilled or worthless based on another person's approval. Every day, teenagers are straining themselves to domesticate their appearance, mannerism, and even their thought processes to fit within the boxes of social acceptance. With such self-depleting actions taking place on a regular basis, our youth is rapidly losing their sense of uniqueness, self-worth, and purpose in life. They define their worth based on their online approval rating, which actually has more to do with others than themselves. Secondly, advertisers such as television networks, the magazine industry, the music industry, and numerous other networks condition each of us to persecute one another for the fulfillment of the accepted norms. These precious media outlets adore people who fit within certain categories of acceptance and make mockery of anyone outside of these gifted limitations. They teach us on a basic level that in order for us to be worthy of self-love, we must live like it, have hair like this, critique our facial blemishes like that. The cliche programming aimed towards us causes us to become unrealistic about life and to lose appreciation of our own individuality. When children and teens lose that appreciation, they lose love for themselves, and they begin testing the waters of life trying to be everything but who they are, all in order to be socially accepted. Oftentimes, we take our power away from ourselves and hand it over to what we think we'd rather be. Teens are being influenced not to the comfort of a divine and private love life, but rather the self-depleting union of two individuals, neither individual personifying true happiness. We as people today trash the value of someone who owns their uniqueness and expresses their light to the darkness of the world. If they stand outside of the boxes that critics say are not satisfying or revealing enough, then we choose not to love them. From there, we only demonstrate love and kindness towards these people when they are willing and able to abandon some part of who they are for the social good. Finally, present-day media influences our teens into living a life of recklessness and self-defeat. In music videos, the millionaire music artists display a luxurious lifestyle and a heavy interest in drug abuse. This is an attack method. I mean, who wouldn't want a fresh stack of hundreds at their disposal? As I would love to have that amount of extra cash, I'm sure any other teen would as well. The influence, though, being that we give of ourselves in order to gain things of a lower nature. But now, a question ties in and must be answered. How does a happy, successful life and thoughts like sexual misconduct come hand in hand? The truth is, they don't. Yet, most artists are willing to poison our youth's mind for a price tag that benefits. The music that plays like a record inside of our children's mind is music that speaks The joy in life is in wrecking a car, is in smoking as much weed in a day as you can, is in being disobedient and fighting your way through all your challenges. This level of pollution causes lots of innocent teens to lose track of their true greatness in life. Because they are not taught of the greatness within them, while the opposite is constantly shoved at them, they are left completely unaware. Unaware of their true worth, they are left alone to follow the detrimental influences of today's media. We have been so conditioned into a limited perception of what life is that we fail to allow things to be easy for once, and we fail to allow ourselves the slightest relief from the consequences of our unintentional self-destruction. Keep in mind, these patterns just start in teenage years, without a near image of who we are, and a clearly distorted image of who they proclaim we should be. We blindly live within the boundaries unseen media deans have set up for us. We smoke away our imagination and drink away our intimidation for the moment. We begin to think that this emotional disposition, which was offered to us, is now a part of who we are. Being so apathetic about life, we lose room for vital belief in our true power of possibility. This reality comes when we don't question, but instead have utter acceptance for many illusory surroundings. My view is, you should follow your bliss and be thoughtful enough to know when the bliss is not yours. In conclusion, I like to say, media has done a great job at causing us to think lesser of ourselves than we really are. It has caused us to have great disdain towards our individualism rather than treasure it. Lastly, media has caused a great separation between us and the source of who we are. If media took an investment in self-love, I think it would be a great catalyst to promote teens discovering their true self-worth and utilizing the power each of us have inside, with or without the help or destruction offered by media. It is our responsibility to keep ourselves happy and to love one another. I challenge our youth and you to step outside of the normal box and into your greatness. Visit the N.K.L.Center.com for exceptional speeches, great articles, and much more transformational content.